I'm Deputy Chief Daniel Reardon, Tinley Park Fire Department. We're on site of a typical home in our village. Today we'll begin an initiative called The 5 to Stay Alive, where we'll discuss 5 facts that you need to know about fire safety in the home. This session will be discussing and demonstrating the necessary steps to be safe when you're cooking and using your clothes dryer. We also will discuss the requirements for carbon monoxide detection in your home and how these alarm devices operate. Lastly, what are the essential components of a home escape plan? So let's go inside.
Hi, this is Steve Lorndo with Tinley Park Fire Department. Today we're going to talk about kitchen safety inside your home. Did you know that cooking fires are the #1 cause of fires inside your home? This is usually due to people being distracted. We have kids, we have family members over, we're running around, we're going to work. We forget the things that are on the stove that are actually on. We think that that doesn't happen, but it does. That's why they're called accidents. So the top 5 to keep you alive are these. First, we want to keep our area around the stove clean. We want our pot holders at least 1 hand away. Towels, utensils, keep those all away because they can actually start fires if they get too close to the burners. The next is we want to keep the handles away from you and not in. If we have them in, a child can come by or someone can come by and hit it over, and then we have those hot liquids on the ground or on yourselves. So we want to keep those handles away. The next thing is, what happens if I have a fire? If I have a fire on top of the stove, first I want to turn off the heat. Next, I want to put on the lid. This takes away the heat source. The next thing does is take away the oxygen. If we have a oven fire, first we want to turn off the oven and keep this door closed. Do not introduce oxygen or air into it. This only feeds the fire. If there's ever a point to where you feel unsafe that is not going out, please call 911. Also, we want to make sure that pot holders and towels are used if we're going to grab something hot. Make sure we keep those away. Make sure also that we're not wearing loose fit clothing next to our stove. That can also catch on fire, and if we ever catch on fire, remember, stop, drop, and roll. The next thing we do is, what happens if we're putting out the fire or we grab something that's hot? What do? The next thing we do is come over here to the sink, turn it on to cold water, and run our finger or hand under the water for 2 to 5 minutes. Once that's done, we can put on burn cream, we can put on a bandage, and we make sure that we are seeking medical help if it blisters at all. We want to make sure that happens because infections can produce. Stay safe, and I'll see you around.
Hi, my name is Bob Attell. I'm with Tinley Park Fire Prevention, and here we are in a typical laundry room. Okay, we've got a dryer, we've got a washer. Well, why may you ask? Why are we in here? Well, fires start from a dryer. In fact, nationally, there's over 2,900 fires starting from dryers. Unfortunately, there's also 5 deaths result in that nationally every year, and over $35 million in property damage. So we want to make sure we talk a little bit about dryer safety, okay? The first and most important thing you can do to keep your dryer from going on fire is to simply clean the lint trap. As you can see, pull it out, it's fairly clean here, but there's still lint on it, and there's still lint from the area that I pulled that out. So every once in a while, you're gonna have to pull this out. In fact, every time you do a load of laundry, check your lint trap, okay? Number 1, check your lint trap. Put it back in. The second thing we can do, we've got an exhaust that goes from this dryer out to the outside. Okay, if you can get at that thing, it's in the back of your dryer, and we're going to want to clean that out every 3 to 4 months. Now, if you can't do it because it's too long of a run and it may lead to the outside of your house, you're going to want a professional to come in. He's basically going to use some kind of a brush like this, and he's going to clean that out from front to back. The third thing, don't keep clothes, paper, anything that can ignite on your dryer when you're using it. We certainly don't want to add fuel to a fire if a fire starts from your dryer, okay? Not only that, make sure you always keep your door closed, okay? Contain that fire, okay? If it starts in here, at least it won't spread to the rest of your house. And definitely, if you do have a fire, call 911. The fourth thing, don't leave the dryer running when we go to sleep at night. Also, we don't want to leave it running when we go out, okay? You might think, oh, well, I'll just throw the clothes in the dryer, run out, do some errands. No, we only want to have the dryer on when we're at home. And lastly, the fifth thing, the outside vent goes to a hole, usually through the wall or the basement, and we want to make sure we check that for debris, for lint, for nests, things of that nature. Okay, so we always want to make sure that's clear. That's our last area that can get plugged from the lint and the debris that might come from the dryer. These are just 5 simple things you can do. Keep safe.
My name is Peter Marjanovic. I'm a member of the Tinley Park Fire Department, and I'm going to speak to you today about carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that is produced through the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels, natural gas. Long-term exposure to low levels of carbon monoxide or short-term exposure to high levels can lead to headaches, dizziness, nausea, unconsciousness, and death. So it's important to know that you have carbon monoxide in your home, which is why in 2007, the state of Illinois made it mandatory that all residents have at least one working carbon monoxide detector. Carbon monoxide detectors need to be placed, number 1, within 15 feet of every sleeping area in the home, or by the bedrooms, on every level of the home, including the basement, and anywhere else that is mandated by local ordinance or manufacturer recommendation. You should not place carbon monoxide detectors in the kitchen, in the garage, or in your furnace room. Sources of carbon monoxide in the home include your stove or oven, your hot water tank, your furnace, your clothes dryer, if you have one, your fireplace, and if you have an attached garage, your automobile. There are 2 basic types of carbon monoxide detectors. The first type is hardwired into your home's electrical system. The second type plugs into your standard home outlet. Both types have a backup battery to help keep it running if your home loses power. Both carbon monoxide detectors have 2 distinct alarms. The first alarm will be 4 continuous beeps, followed by a small pause and 4 continuous beeps. When you hear those beeps, that means that the alarm is sensing carbon monoxide. You need to exit your home and call 911. If your smoke alarm is chirping once approximately every minute, that indicates that the detector either has a low battery or it is the end of the life of the detector and it needs to be replaced. The average life of a carbon monoxide detector is 7 to 10 years. In summary, my top 5 to keep you alive are, number 1, proper placement of your carbon monoxide detectors. Number 2, make sure you have one within 15 feet of each sleeping area in the home. Remember, 4 beeps equals a leak. Get out of your house. 1 chirp approximately every minute means there's a problem with your detector, whether it's the battery or the end of the life of the detector. And proper maintenance, change your batteries. Thank you for listening. Be safe.
Do you have a home escape plan? Do you know what it takes to put one together? There are 5 main components of a home escape plan. First, you need to have a discussion with your family on the importance of getting out of the house if there's a fire. 2, you have to plan it. Draw it up. Help everyone understand how to get out of the house and where you need to go. 3, you have working smoke alarms in your home. You should have smoke alarms on every level of your house and in all bedrooms. 4, find a meeting place. A meeting place is an area where your entire family can gather so that you can make sure that everyone is out of the house. Examples of a meeting place could be a tree on the parkway, it could be your mailbox, it could be a street light. But everyone needs to know where that's at so that they can be safe and everyone knows that everybody is safe. And the fifth thing, the last thing, is to practice the plan. Pull it all together and make sure that everybody understands how to get out of the house and what to do and where to go if there is a fire. That's our 5 to stay alive. I'm Daniel Reardon. Stay fire safe and have a good day.